Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing an updated 2025 houseplant tour. This tour will be quite different from my last houseplant tour. For one thing, I have like less than half of the plants that I had before. The last couple of years I really have not been buying plants. When we first moved here I did pick up a couple new plants and then I got some cuttings from some friends. But other than that, I've just been trying to keep the plants that I do have alive. Since it's pretty cold here, all of my plants are inside. This will be like the winter time tour. Maybe I will show you guys my plant setup when it's warmer and they can be outside. Without further ado, here is my 2025 houseplant tour. So we will start in my living room. Here's probably the bulk of my plants. We have pretty good sunlight that we get in these main rooms. So the back of my house over here, we're gonna have good afternoon light, some southwest facing light, and then on the front of my house is more of the northeast, like morning light. So right when you walk in, we have my newest plant. This is actually the Chinese evergreen. I've had two of these plants, but they were much larger and they did not make the trip, unfortunately, or the move, I should say. But I just saw this one at our local Food Lion and I picked it up. And if you swing over to my entertainment center, we have my Snow Queen pothos. This is probably one of my top 5 favorite plants. I absolutely love this variety of pothos, so I like to have her where I can see her every day. On the other side of my entertainment center, we have one of my large pothos. So this one I actually got at our local IKEA. I had no idea that IKEA sold live plants, and there were 2 of them that were just huge, so we got both of them. And I just love these large pothos for like statement pieces. If I could find another blue stool, I don't even remember where I got this one from, but if I could find another one, like I would love to have one that is on either side of my entertainment center. But for now, my other pothos is up on this bookshelf. And I'm not like 100% set with this one being here. I just don't have another great place to put it right now. And I do love the green that it adds, and it kind of breaks up this empty space with my 2 bookshelves. So, I mean, that's a plus, I guess. And on my bookshelf, we have a satin pothos propagation. I have like 10 of those around my home. And then my heartleaf philodendron. This is my one and only heartleaf. And I'm devastated because this one, when I first got it, the foliage was like the size of my palm. I'm not even kidding. You can go back and look at other videos. It has almost died on me a couple times, so I'm just trying to keep this one alive, let it grow, and then I'll probably propagate it and make it a little more full, and hopefully one day it can grow big and luscious again. Oh my goodness, look at that little bean. We have my rubber plant, my burgundy rubber plant, I believe it's called. And this one, I moved here because it likes good sunlight and that will get like the good afternoon sunlight. And it is actually snowing. I don't know if you can see that. It just started snowing. So yay for us. But anyways, this one has gone through some rough periods, I'm not gonna lie. And I'll show you, like, these 3 main stems are super bare at the bottom. And these ones used to be like that, but I clipped them and put them in water. They grew their own roots and I put them back in the pot. So I'm probably gonna do that with these ones eventually, just to kind of refresh this plant and hopefully keep it growing with a nice large foliage, because I really do love this plant. I've seen ones that are huge and I'm hoping that I can get this one that big. And moving over here, we have another one of my favorite plants. This is my arrowhead plant. This one used to be really big before we moved. It was so nice and luscious, and it still is doing its well, but it is much smaller. It was in my bedroom for a long time that just doesn't have great sunlight, and it was probably being a little neglected. So I moved it here where I can see it more often, and I try to rotate the plant so that it can get full on either side. Up here we have one of my satin pothos, and this one is doing really well. My other one that I'll show you in a little bit isn't doing as good. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Over here we have my string of pearls and my string of hearts, and I just recently moved them here because they are getting so long that I don't really have many places I can put them where they're not going to get in the way or get tangled, because that's another issue I have with these ones. This string of hearts was like in a 2-inch pot when I first moved here, and it has gotten so large and it grows so fast I can barely keep up with it. And then my string of pearls I actually got from a friend when I moved here. She had it and she's not home a lot, and she was worried that it was gonna die. So I cut a lot of like the dead foliage, and then I just took what I could and put it in water and put it back in the pot, and it's done really well. So I moved them here. I think that being next to this window will be really nice for them, but honestly I'm not too worried. Like, these babies grow so easily. As long as I leave them alone and don't overwater them, they're perfect. This is my big monstera. She's growing a lot, but none of her leaves are split, and I'm not sure why. I think in this ring I'll take her out of her pot and get a good look at her. Maybe give her a different pot, I'm not sure. Now into the dining room. As you already saw, we have my pothos. Pretend this plant is not here. This is actually meant to be in my bathroom, but the rope holder that was used to hang it up got really dirty and I needed to clean it. So it is here temporarily, but this is my Crimson Princess Hoya, and I usually have it out on the porch where it blooms for me every year. I love when it blooms. In the wintertime, it does not really like being in the house. But the plant that is here is my neon pothos, and this one really likes it here because it does get some sunlight, but it's not super direct. And I find for me, neon pothos, if it's too direct, it doesn't really do well, I think because of the light foliage. But I did just water her, so I try to rotate her so she's turned around from where she was before. So if I turn her back, you'll see she is much fuller, and that's why I like to rotate her, because I want her to kind of grow on both sides of her pot. And that's pretty much it, besides the other satin pothos that I keep here, which, like I said, isn't doing as well as my other one. It is very stringy. I do want to make this one more full, so probably the majority of the propagations will go to this one. I can even cut, like, some of this is very stringy, so I can probably cut this as well and just make more propagations, and then in the springtime I will make it more full. Then we have my office, and normally there are not many plants in here. We have one that always stays in here next to the fish tank, my mother-in-law tongue, my snake plant, which is being crazy. It is leaning a lot. Don't mind my fish tank. My mother-in-law's tongue needs to be repotted so badly. It has been in this pot for, I don't know, I want to say like 4 years, and it just needs a refresh. my little fishies are asking me to feed them. As you can see, I actually put some live plants in here. I put some fish safe propagations, which are mostly pothos. But I like to have them in here because it keeps the water clean. I couldn't explain the science behind it, but you can probably Google it. Anyways, my other plants are on this plant shelf type thing, which is usually on the front porch. I'm sorry, everything's going to be backlit, but I will do my best to show you the plants. We have my begonia. I think it's called an angel wing begonia, and this is one of my favorites. I mean, the foliage is so beautiful, but she's doing really good right now. And then next to her we have another Hoya, which I will just show you. She has the longest tendrils. I don't even know what these are called, but I'm hoping that means she's going to flower soon. But this is what she looks like. And when we first got here, she almost died. She had 2 leaves, which I will show you a picture of, and now she is doing pretty good. Next to her we have my other monstera, which I just recently had to chop this monstera and propagate it again. It does have 1 split leaf that is kind of hiding. I don't know what it is about my monsteras. I don't think they like me much, but I'm doing my best, guys. I'm doing my best. And then down below here we have my split leaf philodendron. This one also would prefer to be outside, as you can see, and it's also next to the vent, which I'm sure is not good for it. But I don't know where else I can put this one right now. So I might have to think about putting this one somewhere else. Or maybe just swapping sides, because over here we have 2 of my cactus. This one is probably the one and only cactus I really care about. It's the old man cactus, and it is so stinking cute and just so unique. And it's a cactus that won't hurt you, as far as I know. It hasn't hurt me before. And then next to it we have my zebra plant, which was not doing anything for so long, but now actually is growing. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, like I said, I might have to swap this onto the other side so it's not near the vent, because I can tell that it's not liking that at all. So we will see. This is the guest bedroom, which is very lonely. It only has 1 plant. Mostly because I do not come in here for much purpose besides to, you know, give it a good clean every once in a while. And it's kind of a bummer because this is great morning light. So if this could be a different room, then probably I'd have a lot of plants in here. But yeah, we only have the 1 plant that is perfectly fine with being neglected, which is my cylinder snake plant. And a friend gave this to me, and it has grown quite a bit. I had to repot it into a bigger pot since getting it, but I mean, it's a snake plant. It does great. It can be neglected. It doesn't really have, oh, you can see these are new shoots. It's not very needy or particular. We move into the master bedroom, which is pretty bare of plants as well. But I do have 2 plants above the bed, and it was like full of plants, but it does not get much light in here. We have this one window that gets the afternoon light, and that's pretty much it. So the only things that I will put up here now are pothos and any kind of like snake plant, probably. One of these was my like original pothos. I'm pretty sure it's this one. And lastly, we have the master bathroom. So this is kind of where I put plants that need a little rehab, or plants that really, really do not do well inside the house during the colder months. This is where the Crimson Princess would be, right here. She really likes this window and the humidity that we get in the bathroom. To start out, we have this Tradescantia that I got from a friend when I moved here. It doesn't do too well, but I have clipped it and propagated it and made it a little more full, because I'm pretty sure it was only like 1 clipping when I first got it. So it's grown a little bit, but I could probably care about it a little bit better. So this is Chandler, and Chandler usually is outside and he loves it. He blooms every year, so this is where like a flower would bloom. And yeah, he does not like it inside. So he's getting a little, like, you can see his foliage isn't as green as it normally is. Like up here, this is the new stuff and it is much more green. He does not like it inside. So hopefully he can last this winter, and then I'll put him back outside where he likes it. But since we've been here, like, Chandler has grown quite a lot. And even this new shoot, like this, I didn't think that this would happen for him. So I am pretty happy about that. And then over here we have my Rhaphidophora tetrasperma, I believe it's called. And this one I had to save. This one was dead. I barely got some clippings to kind of bring it back. But this one, and then this one as well, this is my Adansonii. Oh man, not happy. Even right now, not happy. But I got a clipping from a friend, and I did get it to grow pretty well, but it's just not happy. And I don't think it likes the terracotta, so I need to figure out something with that, but I'm just like hoping that it can survive through this winter time. And then I'll see what I can do for it. And then over here, we have my umbrella plant, which goes through some low periods. I think it likes also to be outside, but the fact that it's still getting variegated, I take that as a sign that it's pretty happy. And as you can see, it has a little baby, so it is growing, but it tends to do this, and then it will like drop the leaves after a while. So I don't know, I think maybe it goes too long without being watered. That is all of the plants in my bathroom and in the whole house. All right guys, well, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed my updated 2025 plant tour. Let me know if there's another type of video that you would like to see from me, since I am trying to get back into filming, not really on a schedule, just doing it for fun. I think doing this helps me get back into my plants, to be honest, and I have missed doing more planty stuff. So again, thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!